Hello everyone, welcome to class 11 Science of Northeast Junior College. I, Guru Kumar Das, will teach you physics in this year. Okay, so the first thing that you will hear this probably that in your class 11 Science that physics is very tough subject. It's also very boring. Okay, so the first thing that I want to clear is that physics is not at all a boring subject and not at all a difficult subject. The only thing you need is hard work and attention. Okay, if you give proper attention to this subject, if you do hard work, this subject is not at all difficult. Rather than it will be the one of the most interesting chapter. Okay, interesting subjects. Okay, in your class 11 science, not only class 11, in also class 12. So without wasting time, let us start class 11 physics. So in this lecture, basically I will discuss about the syllabus, okay, of your class 11 physics, and I will start a little bit portion of your units of measurement chapter. So before going to start, let us first know what is physics actually. So in science basically deals with your two things: non-living things and living things. In science we study, okay, non-living things also, living things also. So the science which deals with the living things tries to explain the various things of your occurring in your human body or any other animals. Okay, it's generally called biological science. Biological science. Biological sciences. So, what is biological sciences? Biological sciences are those science which deals with your living things. Okay, and in biological sciences there are various branches are there like botany, zoology, etc., etc. And in non-living things, the science which deals with your non-living things is called your physical sciences. Physical sciences. In physical sciences, what are its branches? Here it comes: physics, chemistry, okay, etc. So physics, chemistry are generally the physical sciences. Okay, since I will teach you physics, so let us only discuss about your physics. So physics is actually nothing but is one of the branches of your physical science, and physical science are those science which study non-living things. So in physics we will study about your non-living things. Okay. So now the question remains: what is physics actually? What is physics? What is the definition of physics? The first thing everyone will ask you, what is physics? Okay, so physics is known as natural science. Physics is a natural science. What do you mean by natural science? Natural science means which deals with the laws of nature and tries to explain the various natural phenomena. So physics is a natural science which tries to explain the natural phenomena, and it tries to discover the various natural laws which is governing our universe. Okay, and it is sometimes also called science of measurement. Science of measurements. Okay, in physics we measure all the things that we discover: force, velocity, acceleration, pressure, moment of inertia, torque. All the things we have to measure. Without giving any formula for measurement, physics is incomplete. So in physics, whatever we discuss, whatever we define any term, whenever we define any term, we have to also give its formula so that we can measure this term. We can measure this quantity. Okay, force we have to measure, acceleration we have to measure. For that we have to know the formula, right? So this is what is your physics. Okay, now we'll see what is the syllabus of your class 11 physics. What are the chapter it has? So class 11 physics is very much interesting. The laws that we'll learn, the concepts, the facts, it always deals with our practical day-to-day life. Okay, you can see you will be able to apply these laws in your day-to-day life. Okay, so class 11 physics. Let us today first only discuss the chapters, then we'll start a small portion of your units measurement chapter. So chapter 1 is your units and measurement. Units and measurements. Okay, in the first chapter we'll learn about the various units, some tools and techniques that will apply in other chapters. Okay, it is the beginning. Chapter 2 we'll learn motion in one dimension. Motion in one dimension. In this chapter we will learn about the motion, what are the laws governing the motion, okay, the various formulas, okay, various terms, velocity, acceleration, displacement. These things you have learned in your class 9. Okay, the formula is v is equal to u plus at, s equal to ut plus half at square. These things you have learned. Okay, so chapter 3 is actually your, it is also based on motion, but motion in two dimension. Okay, motion in two dimension. It is a two-dimensional motion. So in that chapter you will see it has two categories or two subchapters. One, it will deal with your vectors, and one it will deal with your projectile. I think you all know scalar quantities, vector quantities. Okay, so in motion in two dimension we learn about the vectors, how to add these two vectors, how to multiply these two vectors. Okay, and it is very interesting. In vectors, let us give one example. Let us consider if you add 3 Newton plus 5 Newton. What you wrote in your class 9? It is 8 Newton. But in class 11 it is not always 8 Newton. Okay, force is a vector quantity, and 3 Newton plus 5 Newton is not always equal to 8 Newton. It can be 6 Newton, it can be 4 Newton also. Sounds strange, but it's true. It is true. Okay, 3 Newton plus 5 Newton is not always equal to 8 Newton. Why? How? These things we will learn in your vector chapter. The next subchapter is your projectile. It is also very interesting. It is the laws, the concept that we will learn here. Has much greater applications in our day-to-day life, in wars, for projecting a missile. Okay, this chapter has lots of application. Okay, how to launch a missile, how to hit a target of enemy. These things we will learn in this chapter. Isn't it interesting? So in chapter 4 it deals with your laws of motion. It has also two subchapters: force. The first part will deal with force. The second part it will deal with your friction. Laws of motion chapter you have also studied in class 9. The three laws of motion, F is equal to ma, formulae, these things, momentum, these all the concepts will be used here. Friction chapter is quite new. Although you have know some basics of your friction, with class 7 friction chapter is completely different. Here, from all the way from your high school, you will know that friction retards the motion. But here we will learn that friction creates the motion. Friction can also move an object. Okay. So then your chapter 5 is work, energy, power. Work, energy and power. Okay, this chapter is also familiar to you. In class 9 also you have learned this something about this. Okay, work, you know very well this, what is work, what is energy, what is power. Okay, but here the things will be discussed in much detail, and you will learn lots of things here. Okay, then comes your chapter 6. Chapter 6, one of the most important chapter, rotational motion. Rotational motion. Okay, I think you have guessed what this chapter actually deals with. Okay, it deals with the object which is rotating, and why it is so interesting, why we should why it is so important, and what's so special about it. Because in rotational motion you cannot apply F is equal to ma formula. Newton's formula F equal to ma you cannot apply. Velocity, you cannot define velocity, you cannot define acceleration. Rotational motion, it doesn't have velocity. It has velocity, but a different kind of velocity. Acceleration, it has two acceleration. In rotational motion, a object has two types of velocities. Okay, normal linear motion has only one type of velocity, but rotational motion objects have two types of velocities. So that's why this chapter is also very important. Here we know very well that a force, if it is greater than the frictional force, okay, it will create a motion, and that force always creates the motion. But in rotational motion you will see force cannot create or cannot make an object rotate. Torque is necessary. Force cannot rotate an object. Okay, torque must be there in order to rotate an object. Okay, F is equal to ma you cannot apply here. If fan is rotating, you cannot apply F is equal to ma directly there. Okay, so this chapter is all about that. Chapter 7, gravitation. This term you know. You have also studied gravitation, Newton's law of gravitation. Excuse me. But here we learn much more about it. Okay, gravitation will be discussed properly, and here we will learn about the satellites. Okay, I think you know satellites, ISRO, NASA. Okay, how to launch a satellite, what is the velocity with which a satellite should be sent to the space. Okay, orbital velocity, time period of satellite. Okay, escape velocity, escape speed, lots of interesting things about the satellite we will learn. Okay, this is one of the most important chapters and interesting. Chapter 8, it is mechanical properties of solids. Mechanical properties of solids. Okay, here we will study about the elastic nature of the solids. Okay, elastic behavior and the various terms associated with. And the most important thing that we learn here in this chapter is steel is more elastic than rubber. If I say this to you now, which one is more elastic, rubber or steel? You will say, yes sir, obviously rubber is more elastic. Steel doesn't show any elasticity, but not. In science, steel is more elastic than rubber. How? Why? Okay, these things we will learn in this chapter, mechanical properties of solids. So lots of interesting things are there in your class 11 physics. Chapter 9, Mechanical Properties of Fluids. We have in this chapter we will study solids. Here we will study about the fluids. Okay, here you will learn. Okay, there are so beautiful things are there. How a parachute works. Okay, and spinning of ball. Those who are cricket lover, those who want to be a good bowler, good fast bowler, good spin bowler, should learn this chapter very well. All the chapters should be, you should give equal importance, but those who want to be a very good fast bowler or very good spinner, okay, you have to learn the concepts of this chapter. Okay, it is first year physics deals with all the various aspects of your life, from dancing, walking, playing cricket, football. Okay, it deals with each and everything. Okay, you will see here Magnus effect, spinning of ball, and you will learn about the reverse swing. Okay, I think you all know what is reverse swing. If you don't know, we'll know. Okay, then chapter 10, it is your thermal properties of matter. Thermal properties of matter. Thermal properties of matter. When we heat, this chapter basically deals with the various phenomena which occurs after heating an object. Okay, chapter 11 is your another very interesting chapter, thermodynamics. Thermodynamics. Okay, thermodynamics is also a very important chapter for your class 11 physics. Thermodynamics you will also learn in your class 11 chemistry, but from chemistry part from chemistry it will be quite different. Here you will learn about your how a refrigerator works. Okay, how a heat engine works. Okay, entropy, first of thermodynamics, second of thermodynamics. These are very interesting. You will get to know how a refrigerator works, how you can enhance the performance of your refrigerator. Yes, so it also very useful. Okay. So this chapter, it is your chapter 11, thermodynamics. Next, chapter 12. Chapter 12, it is your kinetic theory of gases. Kinetic theory of gases. Okay, it will deal with the various gas laws, and this chapter is will be quite similar to your the chapter that we learn in your chemistry class, states of matter. These are quite similar. Okay, basically you can say this is basically like your chapter of your chemistry. And the last chapter, okay, is your oscillation and waves. Oscillation and waves. This is also very interesting chapter. Here we will learn about the simple pendulums, time period of simple pendulum. Okay, how pendulum works. Okay, how to find out the time period. And in waves chapter you will learn different kinds of waves, their properties. Okay, Doppler effect. Okay, by knowing the frequency of the sound, you can easily determine with what velocity you are approaching towards a source of sound, or a source of sound is approaching towards you, or vice versa. You can say, or at what speed you are living from you are getting far away from the source of sound. So these chapters are very interesting. So this is all about your class 11 physics. Okay, basically there are your 13 chapters, and I think I have introduced I have given all the names of the chapters properly. I haven't missed out any yet. Okay, yes, correct. So these are the chapters that you will get in your class 11 physics. So for today I will give you a small introduction of your first chapter, which is your units and measurement. So today we will only learn about will give you a brief introduction of your chapter 1, units and measurement. Chapter 1, units and measurement. Units measurement. So in that chapter, first thing that we have to learn about the fundamental forces. Okay, what are the fundamental forces are there? Okay, fundamental forces. Fundamental forces. So what do you mean by fundamental forces? See, in physics we encounter different kinds of forces: electric force and your frictional force. Lots of various kinds of forces are there in the universe. But in physics or in the universe, there are 4 fundamental forces which governs all the natural phenomena which is occurring in the universe. Okay, there are 4 fundamental forces, 4 special forces, okay, which are governing which governs all the phenomena that is occurring in the universe. So what are the forces? What are these forces? So these forces are: number 1, strong force. Strong force. Number 2, electromagnetic force. Electromagnetic force. 3, weak force. Weak force. Number 4, your gravitational force. Gravitational force. Okay, these are the 4 fundamental forces. You can say the 4 pillars of the universe. Okay, all the natural phenomena which is occurring in a universe, okay, and all the laws are basically belongs to these 4 forces. Okay, and the actual aim or the main aim of physics is to combine these 4 forces and give a single theory, which is called unified theory, grand unified theory. Okay, you may ask me that, sir, what is the actual aim of learning physics? The main aim of learning physics is that physics tries to combine all the 4 forces with a single theory, which is called grand unified theory. The work is still in progress. Okay, and the day when we will discover this theory, we invent this theory, this will be the ultimate aim of your physics. Okay, and we will get all the answers that we are asking for. Okay, why we are here, why the universe look like this, is there only one universe is there, or there is multiverse? Okay, these things will be able to answer when we will combine these 4 forces in a single theory. Okay, so I think you are familiar about your gravitational force with electromagnetic force, but these 2 forces are quite new. Okay, so let me discuss about these 2 forces: strong force, weak force. Because electromagnetic force and gravitational force, you know what are these forces. Gravitational force, you know very well, Newton's law of gravitation. Okay, gravity, the object in a universe, 2 objects, okay, attract each other. Okay, and the force with which it attracts each other, we generally get it by Newton's law of gravitation. Okay, so you know this force, gravitational force, it is a long range force. Okay, it can see the sun is 15 crore kilometer away from Earth, but still Earth can feel the gravitational force of your sun. Jupiter is also so far away, so it is a long range. Okay, its range is quite long. Electromagnetic force, you know, when 2 charged object, positive, negative, are placed quite close to each other, they attract each other with a force. Okay, so electromagnetic force, you also know, it is not a long range force, it is a short range force. Okay, but you don't know I think you don't know about the strong force and weak force. What are strong force and why are they? And let me tell you, strong force is the strongest force in the universe. Gravitational force is the weakest. See, all the universe, the galaxies, the planets, okay, these are all are made because of your gravitational force. Galaxies are moving, all the galaxies are moving their into their center, around their center, okay, because of somewhat says some black hole is there, okay. Whatever we see in our day-to-day life, we see the effects of your electromagnetic force and gravitational force. But very interesting to know is that the gravitational force is the most weakest force in the universe. It's the most weakest. So where is this strong force lies? Since it is very strong, so we should have seen it. Okay, we should have visualized it, or we should have experienced it. So where is that strong force? Strong force actually lies inside the nucleus of an atom. Inside the nucleus it is present. Okay, strong force is present inside the nucleus. How? See, you know what is the size of the nucleus? First of all, you know what is the size of the atom. It is 10 to the power minus 10 meter. Okay, and what is the size of the nucleus? It is 10 to the power minus 15 meter. So, you can say nucleus is 1 lakh times smaller than the size of the atom. So small, we even cannot see an atom properly, and we are talking about the nucleus. And what is there inside the nucleus? You know very well, proton and neutron. Protons and neutrons are present inside the nucleus. Okay, protons are positively charged, neutrons does not have any charge. So these protons are confined in a very small space, 10 to the power minus 15. Can you imagine? And you know, positive charges repel each other. So the protons should have repelled each other and they should have come out from the nucleus. Is it happened? Does it happen? Is it likely so? No. Okay, because inside the nucleus, strong force acts. Strong force is more powerful than your electromagnetic force. And in your nucleus, inside the nucleus, you will know that in the presence of a strong force, the two protons generally attract each other. You always know, you have always studied that the like charges repel each other. Okay, but under the action of your strong force inside the nucleus, the two protons attract each other. And even the neutrons also. Neutrons do not have charges, but it also attracts. Okay, strong force is the most powerful force which is present inside the nucleus. Okay, it is more powerful than your gravitational force. It is, I think, 10 to 38 times more powerful than your gravitational force. Okay, so this is your. We'll discuss it more. We'll discuss in detail later. Okay. Now, weak force. These two forces are generally called your nuclear forces. Okay, weak force. Okay, it is also deals with. It is also found in the inside your subatomic particles. The subatomic particles are generally affected by this weak force, not us. Electrons, protons, these things are generally affected by your weak force. And weak force was discovered during beta decay. I think you don't know what is beta decay. Beta decay is one kind of your radiation. Okay, so in beta decay, this weak force was discovered. Okay, so this strong force and weak force are found in subatomic particles. They act in the subatomic particles. That's why you cannot see in our day-to-day life. Okay, and this electromagnetic force, it also acts in subatomic particles, but its range is quite larger than these two forces. Okay, electromagnetic force is there. You know, electrons revolve around a positively charged nucleus under the action of electric force. Nucleus is positively charged, electron is your negatively charged, so it revolves around the nucleus. Okay, so it is the under of your electromagnetic force. And gravitational force you know very well. Apple, it drops on the ground. Okay, instead of rising up, it is because of the action of your gravitational force. So these four fundamental forces we have to learn. Okay, so we will learn these forces in detail in our next lecture. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope you have liked this lecture, and I think I have given the proper overview of your physics syllabus for your class 11. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you.